Hey everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge, and this is Cruise Peruse, episode number 65. And now it's a nice, moody, brooding way to start the morning, boys and girls. But before I get into the meat of what was the Stanley Cup final last night, I want to talk a bit about international football, aka soccer, for all you Americans that call it soccer, whatever. The fucking specifics don't matter right now. What matters is the fact that Portugal, CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo was able to lift granted a friendly, trophy. It's a trophy based on a friendly competition, but CR7 absolutely solidifies himself as one of the most dominant players in soccer in the last decade. I don't think you can really argue. But soccer right now has been it's been pretty intense. You got the World Cup going on right now, Women's World Cup, and it's been really fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've been having a blast just watching some of these matches. One in particular yesterday, Scotland versus England. I thought that was a great bit of time. Scotland, might have gotten boned in the sense of VAR penalties, all that shit, but at the same time, you gotta play. You gotta play. You gotta be at the ready and mentally ready to go, right? Unfortunately, on the other side of the sports puck, really, the St. Louis Blues couldn't get anything started yesterday. Game 6 against the Boston Bruins at home in St. Louis, with the chance to close out the series, leading it 3-2. They completely shit the bed, 5-1. I mean, good fucking gravy, man. Jordan Binnington, he was off yesterday. Not gonna lie, boys and girls, you know how much I praise, fanboy about Jordan Binnington on this channel here. But he was off his game last night. He really was. And this camera is bothering the fuck out of me because every time I fucking try to put this shit on focus, it don't work. And honestly, same could be said about the St. Louis's offense. They try to get some shit going, focused up. That first period, honestly, it looked like St. Louis's game. Yes, they conceded the goal, but everything else I felt they were doing right. They were doing better. But Tuukka Rask also has to be, I don't know, I feel like he has to be really one of the biggest MVPs of the match last night. And I believe he was the one star of the game yesterday. And just having that level of talent for Boston, it's incredible. And of course, to rally back in a situation, it's do or die. Obviously, I mean every fucking game it is, But hey, oi! But yeah, Boston able to win one away, and the St. Louis Blues throughout these playoffs continued their horrible trend of playing terribly at home in the playoffs. Like I don't understand it. I really don't, man. Your home record is god awful for whatever reason, and it's rough. It's pretty rough to see a St. Louis team that looked like they had a lot of great shit going. They really did. They looked like they had a lot of great shit going for them yesterday. It just completely fell apart. And yeah, Ryan O'Reilly scores again, and I'm not gonna lie, because of how offensive players are seen, in these, MVP votings and all that stuff. I think Ryan O'Reilly, if St. Louis wins the cup, I believe it's gonna be Ryan O'Reilly, no problem. At this point, I don't think there's a doubt in my mind. Or if Boston wins, it's probably going to be Tuukka Rask. Tuukka has been, when he's been on, he's been incredible. When he's been off, it's been questionable from other aspects of the team. But yesterday was a clinic from Boston. It was spectacular to just watch them dominate a team away. And listen, like I said, I rocked the David Perron t-shirt yesterday. The magic didn't work, boys and girls. The magic was off yesterday with the David Perron shirt, so I apologize, St. Louis fans. I guess the mojo wasn't there yesterday, but I don't know. Something about that game 6, felt a little ominous at the end, where I thought, man, you're gonna have a game 7 now, St. Louis. You're gonna have a game 7 now. That's a bit daunting. But it's like what everyone says about game 7. It's a completely new game. It's a completely new dynamic. It's do or die. And yes, Boston is gonna have that home crowd with them. But the one positive thing that St. Louis ironically has for them, relative to how badly they were just beaten at home, they have a really great away record. They have one of the best road records in the playoffs. Like it's incredible how good they are. Now, it's like I've talked about. Jordan Binnington has been that difference maker, in my opinion. Last night, he was a difference maker to losing, right? And I don't know. I still got a good feeling that he's going to do all right, in Game 7. But it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. Boston has swung the momentum their way. Game 7 is going to be in their building at the TD Garden. And I won't lie to you, man. If any of you fuckers out there right now are saying this is a boring Stanley Cup final, I implore you to get some fucking eye surgery and possibly brain surgery, because this is one of the most entertaining fucking final I've seen in a long time. Relative to how like other final in other sports have gone, I've been watching a lot of the soccer ones, but it's pretty nuts, man. It's pretty nuts how things are turning out right now. You got the fact that Boston just incredible work. Obviously I always say Boston championship city, really, and that mentality. It's hard to teach a city, and that city and their fucking fans. They got it in they got it in stride. They have it all in their heads. Now some fans are obnoxious as shit, and we all recognize that. I mean, every fucking fan. You know what? I'm gonna fucking break this goddamn phone one of these fucking days, because holy fucking shit. As much as I love the Note 9, this autofocus shit that it does on the YouTube camera, there are moments I just want to fucking throw this phone right out the goddamn window. Okay, and yeah, it completely derails my thought, but it's like, dude, fucking focus, man. Holy fucking shit. I'm gonna fucking break this goddamn phone one of these days. And it might be that goddamn light in the back. And I'm doing this for the fucking puppies. And you know what? Fuck you, puppies. I love you, but it's getting hot now. Seriously, as soon as like there's a certain click in the time here in Las Vegas, it gets ridiculously hot right away. Even in the mornings. Like, we're just riding out here to the east side. It started at like 75. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're gonna be good. By the time I'm fucking leaving, like right about now, like 8 o'clock-ish, fucking 86. Like, fuck me. And it might be just a car reading. And car reading, there is a bit of a deviation there. But holy fucking shit, dude. Holy fucking shit. And yeah, I also wrote the wrong fucking street to go back home. But that's neither here nor there, boys and girls. What is here and there is going to be Game 6, which was last night, and also Game 7, which will happen on Wednesday. Game 7, boys and girls. It's all or nothing. All or nothing. As objective hockey fans, as hockey fans who generally, if you don't have any stake in this is going to be the most entertaining goddamn thing in the world. It really is going to be. And I will bet your sweet bottom dollars I will be at the casinos one of these days to put a couple of prop bets up. I'm very curious to see what kind of prop bets are there going to be for Game 7. And for Game 7, boys and girls, you already know what we're going to do in the house. Most likely, smoking and drinking, watching some games, but most likely just enjoying, watching the game by myself, because boy oh boy, dude. Social settings are nice, I'm not gonna lie, but I always tell you this, boys and girls, I don't really go out, and I'm one of those people that will say, oh man, I'm ready to go out, I'm ready to have a good time, woo! And then as soon as I'm out, or as soon as I'm in a hanging out situation, like 5 minutes in, I'm already like, okay, I want to go home. I want to go home so bad. Oh my god, that's my life now. That's my life. I watch sports, and I'm basically a fucking hermit. And the sports aspect is nice. I'm not gonna lie. I love just binging on sports shit. And you know what? The Stanley Cup Final has produced some of the best fucking stuff I've seen in a while, man. And it's been really focusing me up on hockey and just helping me understand the sport more. By the way, it's only year 2 that I'm watching this fucking sport, okay? Like, that's what people, I feel like, have to understand when I'm talking about hockey on this channel. And I appreciate any of you guys just stopping by, watching this jackass talk about a sport that he barely kind of understands. I love it. I absolutely love it nonetheless. And, this final is making me just appreciate, like, the level of hard work that goes into just obtaining this cup. And for the Golden Knights to get to where they were last year, I mean, I have to be honest, man. I got spoiled. And so, little by little, I think years by year, season by season, I'm just going to be, learning along with the Knights and just watching these playoffs unfold year after year. But this year, it's fun. It's a new experience. It's kind of out of body in the sense that Knights aren't in it anymore, so I could just watch it objectively in relative terms. And it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. I just love the physicality of the sport and just how well these two goaltenders have been playing. Let's be honest, man. As bad as a game Binnington was having yesterday, and as great of a game Tuukka Rask was having, good God. I'll talk about Tuukka Rask in a little bit. It's been a great battle of goaltenders. What more can I say about Binnington? What more can I say about Jordan Binnington? Lord Jordan Binnington, the first of his name. Ruler of St. Louis. Giver of goals at times. But Jordan Binnington, young guy, absolute boss mentality. This kid has had boss mentality throughout the entire playoffs. Again, since January. And to see him with 15 wins and just 1 win away, it's extremely impressive. And yes, his total save percentage might not suggest, elite level in the playoffs right now. But again, stats are only numbers. Stats are just numbers. You have to provide context to what, stats do. And within the context of the St. Louis team and these playoffs, Jordan Binnington has been a rock. He's been an absolute fucking rock. When St. Louis is down, Jordan Binnington is doing everything in his fucking powers to do what he can. And on the other side, same could be said about, the Boston goaltender, Tuukka Rask. Now, very different circumstances with Tuukka Rask, where a veteran goaltender, he's been around for a long, long time, and just knows the fucking deal. He's been here before. And another Game 7, my goodness. With Tuukka Rask, with that form last night, if he carries that form forward, I don't know, man. It's going to be really tough for the Blues. I mean, holy shit. Tuukka Rask last night, some of those saves he was making, I just thought this is some insane level of athleticism. The way he was contorting his body to not allow any pucks in those first 2 periods was incredible. I honestly thought he was getting the shutout. I really thought Tuukka Rask, by the time, it was like, 3-0? It's like 3-0 or 2-0. I immediately thought, dude, this guy's getting a fucking shutout today. There's no fucking way he's not. And some of the saves, it wasn't just skill. Some of them are luck. And I'm not one of those fucking people that harp on luck, like, oh, I'm gonna wear my shoes with cheese grates on the fucking bottom, have my goddamn condom wrapped on my head, and speak Vrabels. Like, what? No, like, I don't believe in that shit. But some of those pucks were bouncing off the post, and I just thought, holy shit, Tuukka has this fucking aura with him today. And the pucks are not going in. I mean, obviously Ryan O'Reilly, got that goal in there. But yeah, Tuukka was on one yesterday. Tuukka was absolutely on one. And to see that battle of goaltenders is pretty incredible. I mean, we obviously watch these sports for the offensive prowess of individual players, goal scoring, all that stuff. But, I always say this, and pardon my old man, sentiments here, but defense wins championships, and goaltending is the penultimate, form of what solid defense is, right? I mean, at worst, a terrible goaltender is the reason why you'll lose. But also, a great goaltender is one of the more underrated parts of why a team wins. And that, no matter what results come out of Game 7, it could be set for both goaltenders, honestly. This has been such a fucking phenomenal battle between both teams. And again, as neutral fans, we're the better for it. And you know what? You know why I say that too? The numbers. The numbers will also suggest this is a good thing for the sport. Now, I know a lot of these fucking troll fans will go on the internet, complain about the fact that, St. Louis and Boston should be it. It's the worst thing. Dude, the numbers have been so fucking good for just viewership, okay? When we're talking about Nielsen ratings, fucking viewership, all that shit, I believe the percentage was raised by about like 2 or 5% compared to last season. And again, last season was that incredible story of the first time Vegas Golden Knights versus the fucking dick-punched drought, fucking famished Washington Capitals, and that drew in a crowd. But this one too, the repeat fucking battle, where the legend of Bobby Orr was born, and St. Louis, the dick-punched fucking franchise of the NHL, just year after year. But this year, it could be it. And that is drawing in numbers. That is absolutely drawing in numbers, man. The numbers do not lie. And if we put context into what's happening with other other finals that's going on simultaneously, look at the NBA finals right now, man. As much hype as the NBA finals is getting right now, especially from fans like me, I love the fact that this NBA finals is going on. It is a fucking dismantling of an empire, dismantling of a dynasty, which I've seen firsthand with my Lakers. But watching this is fun as a fan, as a basketball fan. But to the casuals, these numbers generally reflect the casuals, right? And the NBA, okay, as vehemently as you fucking fans, as you fanboys will defend it, the numbers will suggest that it's plummeting. NBA viewership is plummeting. And yeah, it goes to the argument of, you have one team in the West, the Golden State Warriors, and you had one player in the East, LeBron James. Once that dynamic kind of changed, or more or less not changed in the West, because that, I feel like the Western Conference does get a little bit more notoriety, a little bit more coverage than the Eastern Conference. So in that respect, when it's the same fucking results to a team that has relatively more coverage, people are gonna get fucking sick of it. Like, the percentage, I believe, was down double digits, like 15-12% from last season, and that's alarming. That's absolutely alarming for the NBA relative to, I believe, the NHL is doing a lot of great things. Aside from the piss poor officiating, the NHL has been fantastic. Hockey has been so fucking good in these playoffs, and I'm hoping, Game 7, we get a lot of good shit going. Yeah, I'm not pouring alcohol. I'm pouring water into this cup, boys and girls. I don't want to just fucking get the bottle going. Because I don't know. I got my reasons. I don't have to explain anything to you fucking people. Are you kidding me? I feel like it's a professional thing to do so, but fuck you. Yeah, we got an Arsenal cup in the morning. And the Stanley Cup has been pretty fun up to this point. But we're almost done. We're almost at an end. They showed this graph of every Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final. Not a whole lot. And now this gets added to the lore of greatness in the NHL. I'm excited, man. I'm fucking excited. Obviously, I would love for the Blues to win. That'd be fun. That'd be great to see that city just go crazy. You know what? And I wouldn't even be mad if Boston won it. Because the character they've shown throughout these playoffs, especially in the final, dude, I don't know, man. If you're going to fucking tell me Zdeno Chara coming back out, you know, playing despite all the goddamn fucking, don't fucking honk at me, bitch. Motherfucker, I will fuck you up. Why don't you fucking drive further up then, bitch? Fucking little cocksucker. I'll fucking scratch your goddamn fucking shit. I fucking hate these goddamn drivers. Like, yeah, dude, like, I'm fucking stopping at a green light because the fucking lanes are goddamn full. What the fuck do you think I'm gonna do, you fucking dipshit? And there's a fucking cop right next to me. What the fuck? I swear to God, man, some people's tires needs to be fucking slashed and shoved in their fucking mouths. It's a great form of torture. But anyways, talking about the Stanley Cup Final. It's going to be great. Game 7 is going to be awesome. I'm expecting a lot of crazy shit to happen. I honestly am expecting a very low-scoring game, 2-1 win in overtime by somebody. And again, if that happens, I think we as hockey fans are better for it. We're the fans, you know, benefiting and reaping the rewards, man. To those NHL, to those individual or you know, those team fans right now for Boston or St. Louis, it's got to be pressure. I mean, it's got to be just nerve-wracking. It has to be. But one team is going to celebrate and the other is just going to be miserable. And hopefully, St. Louis gets to lift that cup for themselves, for that fucking city, man. And I know people are going to mention the Cardinals and the Rams, but honestly, hockey has been the consistent, you know, franchise for that city, I feel. Relatively speaking. They've been there for fucking 50 goddamn years. So, isn't it fucking time for that franchise to win something? Fucking something. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy, though. I'm loving these fucking Stanley Cup Finals. I'm loving these fucking games. It's going fucking bananas, though, man. It's gonna be fucking bananas. She got Brad Marchand doing crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie, man. When he was doing, like, raunchy shit yesterday, and one of the fucking assists he made, I just thought, oh my God, that's just filthy. I can help myself. Love me some Brad Marchand. And yeah. I'm not gonna defend myself. I don't have to defend myself. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm telling you, man, I've talked about this before. There are certain players I like from other teams, and I just like them. And that's in every sport. That's in every fucking sport, man. Like, football, same kind of deal. I love my Seahawks. I do. I love my Seattle Seahawks, but I like other quarterbacks. I do. I love Russell Wilson. Like, that guy is, like, my number one guy. Like, that is, you know, that's my god. I put him in the top for myself, right? I mean, Tom Brady kind of just, there's no argument there anymore. Honestly, there is no argument for Tom Brady anymore. He is the greatest. But after him, for me, it's Russell. Like, I love Russell. There's no fucking way you can argue me out of loving Russell Wilson. But there's other quarterbacks I do like. Baker Mayfield. I love Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is probably going to be the best quarterback in the AFC North this upcoming season. You could say Ben Roethlisberger, but he's a piece of shit. Probably not going to do much except try to finger people. But sports ball give us a lot of good shit. And it also gives us the puppies. So, funny story. Last episode of Cruise Peruse, I had my puppy just come from the back seat, leap over, and kind of crash near this whole, you know, radio setup area. And I had to keep fucking holding on to him. So I drop off the old lady at the store on the east side of town today. She has a cardboard box, sets it up, and I swear to God, I feel like Trump that just fucking built that wall. Like, yeah, you can't come over the fucking walls anymore, you goddamn jumper. Like, oh God. And okay, listen. And to those of you who watch this segment and take this out of context, go fuck yourself. Okay, gonna call me a racist and all this shit. It's called fucking satire. All right. And listen, the whole thing is this: when somebody says the word racist, I want you to just take a few steps back. Take a few steps back. Listen to the fucking thing that person said, and ask yourself: is it really racist, or do I have sand up my pussy? Like, just really ask yourself that. Most of the times, it's the latter. Most of the times, it's the latter. Am I suggesting that there are no racists out there? No. Like, dude, I've met fucking really, really fucking terrible racist people before. Trust me, I have. But doesn't mean everyone's a racist. Okay? Doesn't mean when I say shit like jumper, that doesn't mean fucking I'm belittling Mexican immigrants or Mexican citizens who happen to jump over the border or cross over. However method they use. I don't fucking know how that border situation works right now. But this is what's infuriating at times. Like, I have to explain my fucking, jabs and jokes. I hate that shit. I do. Because I really like dark humor. I do. And, I always tell people, though, I always say, listen, like, race jokes are like the easy fart jokes, and I try not to do them too much because any fucking brain-dead moron could make race observation. Any fucking brain-dead moron could make race observation. Anybody. Like, it's the easiest shit. Oh, he's fucking yellow. He's Asian. Like, no shit, dipshit. You got anything else? You got anything else that you could fucking weave in? Oh, stereotypes. All right, stereotypes are an okay branch, but yeah, like, that's still well-known. Can you do something else? So yeah, I mean, the whole race, ethnicity shit, like, people get all sensitive about it, but at the same time, it's like the weakest fucking form of fucking comedy. So whenever I do, like, those open mics a couple of months back, all these guys that were doing, like, fucking Asian, white, or black jokes, I'm like, dude, it's only funny for, like, 2 minutes. After a while, it's like, all right, man, you got anything more substantial? It's like eating fucking, potato chips. Like, you eat all that shit, you get full for a little bit, but it doesn't fucking fill you up. It's air. Like, dude. Got anything else? Got anything else that's actually fucking good and full of substance? Yeah. I'm overly critical of everything, man. Trust me, I'm an asshole. I am. I don't fucking walk away from that shit, kids. I embrace that full-heartedly. I embrace that. I run with it. I roll with it. Because your life shouldn't be fucking dictated by censorship, man. It really shouldn't be. Yeah, don't fucking, scream the racial slurs out there. Don't be dropping the N-bomb just like a dipshit. All I'm saying is, like, guys, like, we're overly sensitive. We're overly sensitive. Like, the fact that I feel like leftist media is attacking sports ball, I feel offended. Like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, sports is the most disgusting, toxic, masculine. You're reading way into that shit, man. You're reading way into that shit. Oh, football is full of wife beaters. Like, dude, those are small percentages of cases, man. What are we talking about? Fuck. Like, all you fucking elitist snob motherfuckers. Okay, take your fucking nose out of your ass and smell the actual air going around you, okay? Like, not everybody's after you. Not everybody is, wanting the fucking race wars, okay? Not everybody wants that shit. That's a very small minority of the population, man. Honestly, it's so fucking, like, just ball busting when people do that shit. Like, hey, everyone's a fucking racist. Like, no, dude, people are people. Not everything has to be about race, man. Okay? That's why I love sports ball. That's why I love sports. It doesn't have to be about race. It really doesn't have to be. Just enjoy, like, sports as one of my favorite sports media personalities, and Clay Travis always says, sports is the ultimate meritocracy. Sports isn't about, who you're born into, what your name is. Sports is about what you do, how you make yourself known. That's it. There's really nothing else. You either win or you lose. And it's the journey of how you want to get there that defines you in sports, right? So that's why I love Kobe Bryant. You look at his career. You look at the tenure of his 20-year tenure in the NBA. You study his career. It's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of downs. It's a lot of ups. It's a lot of greatness. And sports ball gives us that. It gives us, as normal day-to-day living, boys and girls, right? Just some semblance of like hope, some semblance of, man, there is some good shit, beyond the rainbow, man. There is light after the darkness. Because sports ball, it teaches us heartbreak, but it also teaches us, jubilation and happiness. And inexplicable levels of happiness too. I mean, there were moments in the last few years that I've been following sports. There have been moments where I can't explain some feelings that I feel when my team wins, but it's intoxicating. You get high on that shit. It's better than alcohol. It's better than drugs. It's amazing. It's indescribable shit. And I'm truly hoping, boys and girls, I'm truly hoping that the Toronto Raptors can feel that feeling today. That's right, kids. I know. I've been shitting on the Raptors all season. I've been pessimistic and cynical about the fact that the Warriors are probably going to win another championship. But tonight, Game 5, with the Raptors up 3-1, they have an opportunity to close the series out and lift their first ever NBA title. Toronto! You got this! Kawhi, grab that fucking championship and bring it to Toronto. And I hope Kawhi stays. I hope after this, if he wins and dismantles the Warriors in 4, I hope he stays for you guys. I really hope so. And that's as a Lakers fan who wanted Kawhi in LA, in the preseason, all this shit. And as a Lakers fan, I've grown to realize that our franchise is shit. We're not getting anywhere, and that's fine. Whereas Toronto, you have such a great and wonderful opportunity tonight to finally rid yourselves of being the laughing stock in the NBA relative to how you handle yourselves in the playoffs. Seriously, it's been a fucking utter disaster the last few years. And you finally fucking have a chance to get rid of that shit. And I'm happy for you guys. I truly am. And I'm begging you, I'm fucking begging you to win the fucking game at home in Toronto. Oh, listen, Jurassic Park needs you, Toronto. They need you, Raptors. They need you to win. Okay? And the rest of the NBA and the rest of the United States and Canada need you to win too. Okay? It's gonna be hard. It is gonna be hard. Never said it was gonna be easy. But boy, oh boy, Toronto. You have something. You have something right there. It's called greatness. You can grab it by the balls, by its titties. Whatever fucking body parts you want to grab at, you can get it. And I believe in you, Toronto. I do. I truly do. Because I want good things to happen for you guys. I do. I really want good things to happen for you guys. Canada Land has not had a champion in a long time. And I apologize, boys and girls. I've been confusing the Blue Jays with the Kansas City Royals for the last few recordings when I've been talking about the Blue Jays. But yeah, I found out the Blue Jays won back-to-back championships in the 90s. 2000s or 90s? I don't know. But Canada Land has been deprived of champions for a long time. And thankfully, it's not the Montreal Canadiens. And it could be the Toronto Raptors real soon tonight. And yeah, man, I really hope Toronto wins and Kawhi stays. That, to me, is going to be the beautiful end to this chapter of the Toronto Raptors. And guys like Kyle Lowry, dude, I want Kyle Lowry to get I want him to get a ship, man. Seems like such a good dude. Seems like such a solid guy. There is a bit, boys and girls, as much of a cynical asshole as I am, I still love positive stories on the internet. I love positive stories anywhere. And, I'm perusing through Instagram last night, and Kyle Lowry does this little interview, press conference, and this little kid in the press conference, I'm just going to paraphrase it here. The gist of his question was, what does it mean for you to be so beloved and respected and looked up to by children in Canada? And Kyle Lowry's answer was, I feel it was one of the most humbling, just great answer you could give to a kid who, good God, man, Canada loves basketball too. As much as they love hockey, they love Canada. They love basketball too, especially those Raptors. And what it could mean to that team if they win, I hope they win. I do. I really hope the Toronto Raptors win. It's going to be great if they do. The NBA will be great again. And hopefully, tonight, Kevin Durant doesn't play, because the Durantula is a fucking problem. But best of luck to the Toronto Raptors. And boys and girls, we're going to have more sports ball on the way eventually, but that does it for this episode of Cruise Peru. So follow me at the Sky Lounge. All links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content from me and the puppies here from the wall. Fuck off.